Are you doing alternate day fasting? Is the number on the scale not moving? Are you frustrated? Are you thinking that maybe it's not working and you're not losing the weight? Well, if that's you, trust me, I know what you're going through. So in this video, I'm going to break it down for you. Don't go anywhere. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Jessica, and on this channel I'm sharing my ADF experience. Now, if you don't know, we are in week 3 of my ADF challenge, okay? We are halfway there. And so today I just want to talk a little bit about consistency. It's so important, guys, that you are consistent. We need to be consistent in this ADF journey. It's not about the number on the scale. The number on the scale will fluctuate from week to week, from day to day. Throughout different times of the day, the number on the scale can be completely different. So do not use the scale as a reliable tool to measure your weight loss. I know sometimes that during ADF, the scale might not move. Maybe for a week or two, you don't see any movement on the scale, and that can be frustrating. It has happened to me as well, where for the last 2 weeks, there has been no new movement on the scale. Okay, so between week 2 and 3, I did not lose, well, the scale didn't report me losing any weight. So what happened in week 2 and 3? I started going to the gym in week 2 of the ADF challenge. Okay, so I'm 2 weeks. Now it's been 2 weeks since I've been going to the gym. My gym sessions are focused on weightlifting. Okay, because I work very far from home, usually during my commute and during my day at work, I get anywhere between 11 to 12,000 steps per day. So I usually use that as my cardio of sorts. And then when I go to the gym, I just focus on lifting weights. When I'm eating, I do legs. When I'm not eating, I will do upper body. And over the last 2 weeks, I've just been going 3 or 4 times per week. So I do the 4-3 method, where I fast for 3 days during the week, and I eat 2 days, the 2 days on the weekend and 2 days during the week. Now, this is not like fixed. I've only been eating on the weekends because since I've started this challenge, all my social engagements have been on the weekend, and I chose to be open to that, to decide that, if I'm going to be with my friends on the weekend, I want to enjoy myself with them. And if I'm going out of town, I want to enjoy that as well. And so I chose to eat on those weekends. But for example, this weekend, I didn't have any social plans for Sunday. And so Sunday, which was yesterday, September 15, I fasted because I wasn't leaving my house. So I just decided to fast. So this week, instead of my usual Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'll be doing Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday fast. Okay, that's just my personal preference. You do what works for you. Okay, back to the number on the scale. Guys, don't get hooked up on the scale. The number on the scale can vary for many different reasons. For example, you had too much salty food. Okay, that can result in retained water retention, and you can see a higher number on the scale. So you went out with your friends, you had sushi, you had all these other foods that were highly with a lot of sodium. Okay, that will fluctuate. If you didn't have a good night's sleep, that could raise your cortisol levels, and that could show on the scale in the next morning. Okay, so when you have rested well and when you haven't, if you check those numbers, they will be different. So that can affect the scale weight. Okay, what else can affect the scale weight? Your level of hydration. Okay, the fluids in your body has a huge impact on what you see on the scale. So if you drink 1 gallon of water one day and then the next day you only drink 1 liter of water, you are going to notice a difference on the scale. All right. If you drink a lot of alcohol, alcohol dehydrates the body. And so initially, for example, the next day you might notice a low number on the scale. But because you're thirsty, you will drink more water. And if you should weigh yourself the next day, you'll probably be up on the scale. So the scale weight is not reliable, okay? You need to take your measurements. That is key. Take the measurements. Trust me when I say this. When I didn't see any changes in my weight over the last 2 weeks, for a second, I freaked out. I was like, what's going on? Am I eating too much? What is happening? But then I had to remind myself that it's just scale weight. The scale is just a number. It's just an arbitrary number. And it doesn't really tell me if I am losing fat or not in that particular moment. Sure, it's good to track over time, but in those short periods of time, if you weigh yourself each week, it might not be an accurate indicator of what is happening with your body. Another thing that can cause a water retention is if you went to the gym and you lifted very heavy and your muscles are sore, your body will automatically retain more water, and that could result also in increased weight on the scale. Now, I've been going to the gym for the last 2 weeks. I've experienced muscle soreness. I've been lifting heavy on the days that I do go, especially on leg days. And so I know that it is just not possible that I'm not losing weight. So what did I do? I was just like, okay, let me check my measurements, because when I started the challenge, okay, and I'll link the video below, I had linked all of my measurements there on the challenge. So I'm so glad that I did that. And so I took my measurements and I was like, oh my God, I have a tinier waist. So I lost 2 inches on my waist. I went from 31-inch waist to, no, sorry. I went from a 33-inch waist to a 31-inch waist. Okay, and my hips, I lost 0.8 of an inch. So I went from a 40-inch hip to a 39.2-inch hip. And on my bust, I lost 3 inches. So I went from 35 inches to 33 inches around my bust. So I know that my body is changing. I've been going to the gym and lifting, and so maybe that can impact as well, because I'm building muscle, I hope, or at least some sort of muscle. And yeah, so I'm really happy that even though the number on the scale hasn't changed, I have my measurements that tells a better story, okay? It tells an amazing story to notice those inches falling off. So if you are doing ADF or any type of weight loss program and you're not seeing the number on the scale move, and you know that you are sticking to your fasting schedule, you're eating the way you should be doing on your feast days, you're exercising or you're going to the gym, then don't worry about it. Just be consistent, and trust me, you will see results. Stay consistent. Now we have 3 more weeks in this challenge. So if you haven't already, comment below your weight and your measurements and say, I am in, okay? And join the challenge. In 3 weeks, you could be a few pounds lighter, okay? So in the 3 weeks that I've been doing ADF, I have lost a total of 2.5 pounds. So I lost half a pound the first week of the challenge, and over these last 2 weeks I lost 1.5 pounds. Okay, so in the second week that was this weight as this week, third weight, which is 140.1. Maybe I was a little bit higher last week, but yeah. So I am now 63.7 kgs, which is 140.1 pounds. And the last weight that I reported was 141.6 pounds, right? And before that, I was 142.6. So in total, that brings me to a total weight loss of 2.5 pounds in the 3 weeks of the ADF challenge. Now, I feel super good about that along with the measurements, and I'm so looking forward to the next 3 weeks of this challenge. So anyway, guys, I think I'm gonna wrap the video up today. Don't forget, stay consistent, fast at least 3 days per week. Leave your information in the comments and stay accountable, and don't worry about the number on the scale. If you are fasting, you are losing that weight, that fat is coming off. Okay, so stay consistent day in, day out. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.